Mohammed, this is your first race as FIA president. You've just issued the report into what happened at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Are you satisfied with the conclusions?
Satisfied and relieved also. We did, as promised, a thorough investigation, and now we come with the conclusions.
Tell us a little bit more about those conclusions and how some of the solutions will help Formula One be better prepared in the future.
We cannot run the race control as we used to. The Formula One is such a high-tech and a dynamic sport that we will have to be able to run, if not with the same, is actually leading. And so the race control cannot be a director, cannot be just one director. That's the reason we brought some of our staff back, like Herbie, for example, to support with the race director. And on top of that, we have to do rotations also, not just one. Because if you talk about 23 races, I mean, human fatigue is there. You're talking about travels. So that cannot be. So this is also a solution. And then one of the main things is the FIA virtual race control. And that's very important. The idea came to me in January when I made a visit to some of the Formula One team, and we went to one of the lounges. I said, "What's that? It looks like a theater." And they said, "This is actually a race control, but virtual." I said, "Why don't we have one?" And I asked, "Do we have one?" They said, "No." See, so now we invested in it, and it's actually working since yesterday. So we didn't promise, and we just we didn't deliver. So we are delivering. So they will have another race control there, director. They will have also officials. They will have also from the legal department. Then they will support. The virtual race control will not be running the race. The race will be run from from the country itself.
Yeah. What about radio communications? There was a lot at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix alone. Is that going to be dealt with differently this year?
I think it was used as an entertainment for the fans, but actually it has its downside. And then the race director and the whole race control was just bombarded by unnecessary. And everybody was complaining, and it was getting to the excitement, but that was putting, I don't think pressure, but I think stress on the race director. So now, none of this. If there is any emergency need for the radio control, then they press a button, then it will go through.
What about the safety car regulations?
Yes.
They're changing as well?
Yes. Now all cars will lap the car. Not any, the safety car. Not any. There was, I mean, if you look at any, it can be all or any. But to look into, see, we looked at the regulations, and there is the safety regulations, which we have to look into more. And that we will amend, not just the technical, but the safety regulations.
You've talked about the changes in race control. What is Michael Massey, who was race director last year, what's he doing now for the FIA?
You see, to take the pressure and the stress from him, because he went through a lot, and we are grateful of the 3 years that he invested with us, and he put his time in. But now we are negotiating with him, of course, to stay in the FIA. And he's an important figure to us. So our people are negotiating other, I would say, not a job, but another place for him within the FIA. Now we want to move on. And then that we finished with the race in Abu Dhabi with the analysis. Now we have a new race in Bahrain. It's the beginning of the 2022 with all the new cars and all the excitement. I think we should enjoy it and leave that behind us and make sure we have a good new year.